Hello everybody, welcome to Crafters TV. My name's Ben Moseby. Thanks for joining us for our final show, our final offering this Tuesday. It's flown over today. We've had such a busy day and it has been another busy week here at Crafters TV already. We're here for launch party where we're going to be looking back at some of the biggest launches really of last week actually, because as part of summer news last week we had a launch every day, so we're going to be looking back at some of those big launches, including the delicate lace creator card dies. We've also got in the show the amazing Venetian Grace collection, which you guys have absolutely loved. We've got those laser cut frames too, which we'll be looking at a little bit later on, which launched on Sunday. So if you missed out on any of the deals last week, we'll be recapping those for you. And of course, there might be a little cheeky recap or two on today's brand new launch, the Penguins, which you guys have absolutely loved. Happy to say that all of the options on those are still available for you. So if you hit the Shop the Day button on the website, you'll see all of those deals right there. Also, before we get into it, if you are on the website, don't forget you can check out our 'Tis the Season sale that began yesterday. And it's kind of, we're getting ready because, as you guys will know, we are getting ready for our Christmas event, which will be here before you know it. So we're giving you the opportunity now to click that 'Tis the Season sale page on the website and get 70% off. There's some deeper discounts than that as well, actually. If you click in the 'Tis the Season sale and then choose one of the boxes which is there for you. So paper craft dies, we've got stamps, we've got embossing folders, papers, card, you name it, it's there. And some incredible deals. As we said yesterday, if you've come to the party today with maybe only, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 pounds, $20 to spend, you will get a lot of craft products for your money by shopping that sale. And the great thing is, all of our goodies on there, you'll find they haven't really got a shelf life, so you'll use them this Christmas, next Christmas and beyond. So it's a great way to get ahead of your Christmas crafting by hitting the 'Tis the Season sale button. Do check it out. We got very busy this time last night actually on the 'Tis the Season sale part of the website, so check it out. We'll say a few of those in just a few moments time, but as I've mentioned, we are here to have a look back at some of the biggest launches of last week, and I'm delighted to say that still with me is, even after all the moustache chat in the last show, she hasn't gone home and given up on me. Thankfully, Jan is still with me. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yes, I've not decided to leave yet. It's raining. I'm waiting for the rain to stop.
Yeah. Out there.
It is. I'm hoping it stopped by the time I leave later. But hey ho, we can't have everything, can we?
That's it.
Yeah, I'm all good to go. I'm all geared up. I've got lots again to show you tonight. I'm hoping to get as many demos in as I can. I do have some samples, but I thought this time I'll show you the samples in conjunction with the demos.
Nice.
So I'll show you them with each collection as we do the demos. Yeah, so we'll do it that way. Just swapping things up a bit.
Sick. Keeping everyone on the toes.
Yeah.
I like that. A few of those and then we'll get into it. We're going to look at the Venetian Grace first of all. Superstar Susie on the socials tonight with us. So she'll pass on all your hellos, all of your questions, all of your comments. Let us know if you shop for any of the bundles, and indeed if you've got any of them yet and you've started crafting with them, feel free to give us your reviews and also send in your pictures if you've been crafting. Diane Cadman says, hiya, good evening from Walsall. Jessica Stricker is in from Southern Illinois. Hi to Jill, who's in North Yorkshire. Hi to Sarah Leahy. She says, hi Ben, Jan and the social media star. And hello to Roseanne Carbone, who says, hello to Jan, hello Ben, social media superstar Susie, the awesome CTV team, and all my fellow crafters. We have got George and Dean today. Oh, we've got a hello and a yo. Who said yo? Was that you, Dean?
Dean, yeah. Yo.
Yo. Dean is very cool, hip and trendy, just like me. Down with the kids, yeah, groovy. Yes, we've got good taste, Dean, we have. Laurel says, afternoon all from a sunny Shelby, North Carolina. And that's all me hellos for now. We'll do some more as we head through the show. Shall we have a look at this Venetian Grace collection? Now, there are 3 small bundles this time around on, well, I say small bundles, 3 large bundles, but 3 individual bundles because we did have showstoppers and bonus buys and all these kind of things, but items did sell out. You can get all of the individual bundles. So if you want to go for the hardware, this is the bundle to go for. £60 or $80 is your price on this, £48 or $64. Let's start off with my favourite die in the collection. If you're going to Venice, no doubt you will go and visit the Rialto Bridge, one of the sort of tourist hotspots and the biggest of the 4 main bridges within Venice. I had committed those to memory for the show.
Very popular price for wedding proposals as well, isn't it?
Oh yes.
A friend of ours actually proposed while they were in Venice just there, and it was just like something they'll never forget.
Do you know what I remember? Well, we had a fantastic time, and I bored you with it on launch, so I won't do it again. But when I took Laura there for her 40th, we had a fantastic time. It was very romantic. But the one thing I remember about the Rialto Bridge is we were going over, I got stopped by a guy there who was selling roses.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, rose for the lady, that kind of thing. I was like, oh no. And he was wanting me to pay an exorbitant amount of money just to buy a rose.
Yep.
And I ended up not doing it. It was like we're in the most romantic place in the world, on the most romantic bridge, and I'm not going to buy you a flower. But I was like, I'm taking you on holiday to Venice. I mean, come on, I'm not going to pay huge amounts of money for a rose that I could do at any other time. Laura said she didn't want it, but then I didn't really know whether she wanted one or not.
Just trying to make you feel better.
So what you're saying is I should have bought...
It's all right, love. Yeah, I don't mind.
Yeah, no, don't. I wonder why she didn't speak to me again for the rest of the evening.
You did see all the tweets afterwards, did you?
Calls himself a romantic. You've also got your harmonious harp in there as well, which I think is a beautiful die to go for. George keeps saying it, so he says he's going to use this on a mail card.
That is a fantastic idea. My hubby's a Guinness drinker. I can see it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be quite an easy card to make as well. Oh, you could use this in conjunction with the, you know, in the template library, you've got a beer mug, haven't you?
Yes. And then pop that on the front.
There you go.
There you go, you see, yeah.
Look at all of us like coming up with the ideas together to create some amazing projects. You've also got some beautiful frames in here. Now this is the ornate frame. This one comes in 3 parts, isn't it? So you've got your outer frame, you've got your detailed frame here, and then that inner frame as well. So again, it affords you lots of craftability when it comes to mats and layers, when it comes to you know, building all of these up. And it's a really, really beautiful detailed frame, as is your 2-part Renaissance frame. And as we chatted about earlier on, these are just brilliant across a whole host of different collections. If you need a beautiful frame, you've got 2 within this set. You've also got your beautiful opulent Grace cut and emboss folder. Again, a sort of one-pass wonder here, really, whether you're going to make that into a shaker, whether you're then perhaps going to pop a little sentiment in there, maybe some flowers. Really beautiful detailed emboss that you've got around there too. Plus within this set, you get our little cherub, Ada the cherub, who is super cute. Really beautiful stamp. I love the way that Jan used this earlier on Wake Up Call. You'll see the card actually later on when you vote for the demo of the day. And then lastly in this set, a really lovely bundle of sentiments called Moment in Time. Really uplifting, really positive sentiments within this collection, which again you will use across lots of other collections that you've got currently. So it's £48 or $64 for the, as I call it, like the hardware for your dies and your stamps and all the pieces that you'll be using day in, day out. Then you've got, oh, hang on a minute. And I thought we were missing one. I think that's come to an end quite quickly. You also get your Renaissance border and corners included in there too. So 4 more dies. That is your £48 or $64. You've then got 2 what we call sort of consumable bundles. You're going to have to get, if you go for this bundle, you've got to get the paper because it's the most beautiful. And I will go through this fairly quickly because earlier on, I spent far too long on it. I think I was here for about half an hour talking about this paper pad. But as we chatted about earlier on, just quickly go back, you just get a frame and stick it on the wall, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Or again, if you wanted to go for the smaller ones, when you get to the 6x6, maybe 2 or 3 together, just in one of the white frames, and just pop them on the wall. Just maybe a nice little sentiment in there. They would look great as home decor.
You've got,
I think it's one of the nicest paper pads we've done for a while.
I agree with you.
That's a tough one because they're all beautiful, but I think that is really, really pretty.
I kind of feel like, as we go from collection to collection, every time we move to a new one, we go, well, this is the nicest paper pad we've brought you. I truly believe that, in my opinion, and we've all got different tastes, this is the best paper pad we've done this year.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
There's a lot of the floral aspects as well. You can fussy cut, so you can use those as extra decorations. If you're cutting into your papers, the bits that's left, cut the flowers out, and you can use those to like decoupage with.
I just love that we've combined scenery from Venice, we've combined florals, we've combined flourishes, we've combined the artwork, which you might see there. I just think it's a gorgeous, gorgeous paper pad with the matching reverses for you as well. That's included. Also, you're going to get your 6x6 pad. That is just smaller versions of what you get in the 12x12. Your vellum, again, I'll go fairly quickly here, but your vellum, again, mimicking the designs that you're going to be getting within your paper pads. Again, beautiful. We've done lots of lovely demos recently. You're going to be using any vellum tonight?
I don't think so. No, I used it on the one that we did this morning on Wake Up Call. Yeah.
But it's nice to have like the vellum included in there as well, so you're afforded kind of even more craftability, aren't you, with these?
I like using vellum to make the little envelopes with.
Oh, yes.
So if you wanted to put like a gift card inside a card, instead of just sticking the gift card in there, you can make, out of the 6x6 there, you can make little envelopes with your enveloper.
That's a really
and just
nice
have somewhere
idea
to pop the gift card in, and then attach it inside the card, maybe with a little glue dot or something like that.
Yeah.
Just takes it to that next level.
And you've also going to get in this your beautiful linen cardstock, double-sided, 24 sheets
colour palette.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah.
And again, as we chatted about earlier on, it's just brilliant that we are more often than not putting your your linen cardstock within these packs now as well, because the colours have just been designed to match up absolutely perfectly with all the colours on the paper pads. And look, again, I'll randomly just go to any page on this pad. Look, you can see all of the colours there matching up perfectly. Do it again. You can see perfect matches across the board here. Really well thought out, like we've had a personal shopper go out, do everything for you, so you get this back home and you just have the most fun with it. All of that, again, 120 sheets in total, £36 or $48. Absolutely, you need to add that into your basket alongside your main collection. We've also got the embellishments available for you too, for £15.20 or $20. You are going to receive your tassels, 12 tassels you're getting, again, in all matching colours. It's no coincidence that these match the paper, match the cardstock. You're going to get your shimmer ink pads as well, little mini shimmer ink pads this time, but again in colours that will match up perfectly with the collection, pink, blue and gold. And then, oh, the most sparkly of sparkly gems with that Aurora Borealis sort of finish to them. Are you picking that up on the camera? I think you are, but you've got the different hues of colour as that hits the light in different ways. Thank you for the sound effects in my ear there. Was that you, George? Oh, was it Dean? Just going, who was it? Oh, it was George. Voice of an angel, George. Hell's angel. I really wish you could hear what's going on in my ear. £15.20 or $20 for all of your embellishments. And you get the 3 bundles. You've basically got the full collection right there. They are on one tonight in my ear, seriously. Let's get on with the demo then. We're going to look at this beautiful collection. Jan, you've got some finished samples to show us first.
It makes you wonder how we get through a show, doesn't it, with what's going off in our ear. Honestly,
no,
you wouldn't
seriously.
believe it. It's like a whole different game back there, yeah. So yeah, just 1 or 2 samples just to show you some of those main features. We're going to use the bridge in our first demo, but just mix it and matching. Papers, the linen cardstock, you've got that lovely sentiment, you've got a couple of those little flourishes, and you know, it just speaks volumes. The papers themselves. I know I once watched a show with Leanne on, and she was very specific about not overlooking the papers. And I think we all tend to think of papers as backgrounds, but when you look at the amount of work that's gone into them, why not let them be the feature? You know, why not let them speak for themselves and just use those as an element within your design rather than just matting and layering and using them as a background. I must admit I get guilty of that quite a lot, but I just think that's a perfect way to show that beautiful gondola with the gondolier there, and then the bridge, you know, is actually going to go under the bridge. Beautiful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then again, we've got the Guinness logo there. I can't not see that anymore now. Absolutely brilliant. The harmonious harp. And I love the colours in this one. I think that could be very masculine, even though the papers themselves have a lot of floral content. I love how that one's been put together with the colours. Really, really pretty. Little bit of distressing around the edges again, just adds to it. Then we've got that lovely edgeable that I used on the top of our insert this morning. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, just running it through with your embossing mat to raise that embossed detail on it, using the die as a stencil to add your ink through. And then we've just put a nice little sentiment there on the front. and
nice.
again, the bridge there. I love that one. That looks really sort of got quite a bit of perspective on that.
It has, doesn't it?
It looks as
Yeah.
if you're looking into it and past it with the blue sky, doesn't it?
Yes, very clever.
Fabulous. And then last but not least, I've just picked out one with the frames on. And again, layering beautifully. And again, we've got the Guinness harp again. As I say, I can't not see it now.
That's why the cherub's looking so happy.
Yeah, little cherub at the bottom there. Beautiful framework round it. Just really clever use of the vellum here. I don't know whether we can have a quick zoom in on that, George. Is coming. But yeah, we've just got, it's just been folded into like pleats to put as a feature. We've got some at each side. This is our Bianca. Really, really clever use of the vellum there behind that, just as an added feature, and then it's all laid up. I think that is stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Just showing off multiples of those elements from the collection. Right, so what we're going to do then is we're going to have a go with the bridge, and we're going to die cut that one first. So I've got my Rialto bridge at the ready, and I've just got some plain white multi-purpose card, and we're going to do the die cut, we're going to do the emboss, and then I'm going to bring a little bit of ink in again just to highlight that embossed area.
Yeah.
So first job's always the cut. So again, let me just pop that one off its piece there, and I'm literally just going to pop this on here, tiny bit of tape just to hold it in place. And the first one, remind me to take the tape off, Ben.
I'm on reminding duty,
One
don't
job,
worry.
yeah, one job. So I'm going to bring my my smaller plates, my junior plate. I've got a nice new set. I said, Tracy, I don't have any plates. Expecting her to go and find some from next door. She brought me a, look at this.
Aren't you
brand
lucky,
new
eh?
shiny set of plates. It's like, you don't want to use them when they're like this. So that one's going to go onto my cutting plate. I like to put the frosted shim in next, and I'll show you why. Then the magnetic, and then the top plate again. So yep, this can either go through sideways or it can go through portrait. Let me just check which way around I put my die. That way. So I'm going to put it through portrait, okay? And the reason I've done that is because the narrower section of the bridge is going through the rollers rather than the width of it. So less cutting points going through the roller at one time. So when it's done, give it a flip, okay? And what I want to do is take this away, remove the tape. There we go. Take that bit out. And then just get rid of those little bits that have tried to free themselves. Then I'm going to pop in. Now then, I've got the old Gemini rubber shim, but that doesn't matter. No. That's going to go in, and we're going to put the base plate back on, and then flip it again. And this is why I like to put my frosted shim in first, because then it allows me to be able to just take this one away without disturbing what's going on underneath. And then I'm going to pass it through a second time and do that embossing. So the rubber mat is now going to squidge the bits of cardstock through any of the areas that have that embossing space. And I will just go through that again for the benefit of anybody that's joined us new and you wonder what we're talking about. It does get a bit sort of confusing sometimes when we talk about embossing a die, because we're used to embossing a embossing folder naturally. So again, just make sure, bit of housekeeping, get rid of all the little bits, because next time you use it, those little bits can make an impression in your next die cut. But I've actually got several areas of my die here, and I can see that just by looking at some of these areas here that don't actually have a cutting edge round them. So let me take the die out and you'll be able to see a little bit better what I mean. So usually one of those is a release. There we go, look.
Yeah.
And just tease that out of your die. I'll come back to that in a second. But if you have a look on here, we've got lots of areas, particularly around the door here. I can see it's like an archway around the door. I've got some detail under the bridge here. I've got little bits of detail along here that are all holes in the die, but they don't have a cutting edge, unlike these pieces here where I'm going to actually get that piece cut out. I'm going to get this piece cut out, I'm going to get the middle here cut out. Those are waste. But the rest of it, the job of that mat is to push the card through here and you'll get the most gorgeous embossing Look at that, it was ready for me there, weren't you? You can just see all that detail where it's almost like etched it into the die. Absolutely beautiful. So again, if you imagine this, quite often we do this on black card and then use the gilding wax on it. Yeah. But what I'm going to do is just lock this back into the die, which is really, really simple because you can feel it click back in place here. Flip it over, and then I've got my little set of ink daubers here.
Oh, yes.
And I want the one for...
We will get those back in stock at some point, hopefully. Well, I say hopefully we will.
I know, they just flew, didn't they, when we first brought them out?
I know.
I think have we already had them back once since they...
Yeah, they were due to land, I think, about a month ago, and I think they've got lost in transit or got stuck somewhere.
So this is actually the pigment one. You know that these are my favourites, but you could do this with your water reactive just the same. And I've just chosen a neutral one. This is just Misty Morning.
Okay.
And again, ink it up. And all I want to do is push that ink through those spaces where we've just embossed. And then that ink will catch those little embossed areas. And it's amazing what a difference it makes. It's worth just taking the time just to take that little bit of ink through it, and it does make a difference to it. Doesn't damage your metalwork, obviously, and all the dyes are water-based, so it will just literally wipe off either with a wet wipe. You could run it under the tap. I tend to just cheat and put it in my cloth and give it a good wipe over. So again, wherever you can see the paper underneath, then just give it a little push with that. If you don't have these, you can do it with your little ink sponges or your applicators. Any of them will work. I just use those because they're a wee bit smaller. And then when we take it out again, you can see now, where are we? Nope, that way, Jan. Do you know, still, after all this time, back to front, upside down, yeah. You can just see how it's enhanced those areas that we've embossed there, and it just brings it alive, I think. And you can use any of your colours on it. I've kept that fairly neutral because I don't want to detract from the rest of the design that we're going to do, but absolutely gorgeous. And then what I've done, is cut it again in blue. So a little bit of the blue linen card from the pack, I've cut it in blue, and what we're going to do is we're just going to do that little offset so that you get that slight shadow behind it there. Okay, so we'll stick that one together first. Let me just clear up my mess with the ink. Oh, throw my cloth on the floor. So yeah, just a little spray, and I tend to do the same with this. Just give it a little spritz with water, and then the ink will just come straight off your die, and it's good to go next time. And it's worth remembering to clean it because you don't want that ink transferring to something next time you use it. So that little bit of housekeeping's worth doing. And again, we're going to use the dotty tape pen. So this one's going to go, I tend to line them up and then just come slightly right and slightly down a section. So I want to go for the lower section of the blue one. So nice and light with your dotty tape pen. And then we're going to line up this one. Oops. As I say, I tend to sort of hold it, hover over the top as if I'm going to line it up. And then I just come down and right. And it's just a fraction. You don't need a lot. You just want enough to suggest that there's a little shadow there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then give it a good press down. So you can see...
Tweezers are handy, aren't they, at that point?
Oh, do you know, I wouldn't be without my tweezers. They're like an extension of my hand. I use them all the time.
Jan tweezer hands.
Yes. Yes, definitely. So that's going to be my main embellishment. So the card itself, again, I've kept fairly straightforward. I've actually taken a piece of the multi-purpose. This measures 10 by 7, and I've scored it at 2, 3, 7 and 8. And we're going to create like a reverse gatefold so that I've got somewhere for that bridge to span here.
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, I've just taken elements, the same blue that I've used for the bridge and that paper, again using this as a focal point here, and we're just going to do some simple matting and layering in there. And as I say, it's one of those where you don't actually want to use the paper pad.
Yeah.
You know, buy a second one, just one to look at and then one to actually use. Yeah.
Oh, that's one of my favourite papers with the Gondolier,
I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, on his gondola, yeah. So that's going to be sort of that focal point behind.
Yes.
And then I've got some extra pieces that we're going to go either side and in those pieces there. Okay, so I'm just going to do the matting and layering, Ben.
Okay, I'll say a few hellos because there's loads of people watching. Kate Schuster in New Jersey, Polly Newsom in a hot Texas, Brenda Monroe from Michigan. Diane says, looking forward to receiving my Venetian Grace collection. Glad to see more demos. Pam's joined us from New York. Hannah Gosling-Smith is in. Kirsty D says, good evening, crafty friends from May Drizzly and Wet Thornaby, just up the road. Phil Watson's in. Zoe Carver's in. Good morning, Mary Patty says, everyone from sunny Montana. I'll be listening whilst organising so I accomplish something during the 2 hours. Lol. I will save the show so I can make future projects. Sue Cummings is in from Chestertown, Maryland. Deborah Blanchard from Lillington, North Carolina. Trisha Love is in from Atlanta. Beth Malone is in raining upstate New York. My pool is full to overflowing, you say. That's a lot of rain, isn't it? Well, I assume you had water in there in the first place. And my favourite fact of the day, thank you, Hannah. He says, Ben, in Antarctica, there are 21 million penguins, and in Malta, there are 502,653 inhabitants. So, if the penguins ever decide to invade Malta, each Maltese will have to fight 42 penguins. I mean, that is the most random thing anyone has ever messaged on this show, but it is one of my favourite facts that I have ever read. Thank you, Hannah. That is amazing. We'll show Hannah and Zoe's photos in just a little while. I mean, that's crazy, isn't it? 21 million penguins in Antarctica, 502,000 inhabitants in Malta. So if the penguins ever decided to invade Malta, they'd have to fight 42 penguins.
That's brilliant, yeah.
You know, when you kind of think to yourself, you didn't need to know a fact like that. I'm so glad that I do now. Anyway, sorry.
That's quite all right. So again, I've just taken another piece of the blue and just the pattern paper. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this to bridge the gap. So again, I've just popped tape at either side because it's not going to stick anywhere in the middle. And what I want to do is try and make sure that I've got that sort of 45-degree angle on here. So stick it at one side, not quite at the bottom. I'm going to go about there, I think. And then the same at this side.
Yeah.
So that you've created that kind of bridge effect there. Okay.
So this is going to be an official bridge card, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So again, we've got Just Breathe, You'll Never Live This Moment Again, which I think is beautiful. Okay, so again from the stamp set, just pop some little foam pads on the back of there, which are going to go across here. So I'm just going to pop that one on here. And then we're going to use our bridge to span the top here. Okay, so the gondola is going to go underneath the bridge.
Oh, I love that. That is great. Yes.
So again, I'm just going to use a little tiny bit of my tacky glue down the side here because it's just going to be the edges of that bridge that stick to either side of the bridge card.
Did you say you got on a gondola when you went to Venice? Did you gondole?
I think we did, yes.
Yeah.
As I say, it's a very long time ago. I've had a few sleeps since then, Ben. Definitely.
I just remember them. It's just reminding me of, like, you know, when you go under some of the lower bridges, having to duck underneath them. Not that you'd have to duck under the Rialto, I don't think, but...
And then from the edgeable, which I didn't get out, somewhere down here, let me just find that one for you. Yep. The edgeable there, you've got these gorgeous sort of filigree pieces here. So I've just die cut those in the white. I've done this middle one here. And again, pop them through, use the embossing on them just to bring out that detail. And then I'm going to use these as sort of like an anchor, just as an extra feature there for the bridge. So again, I'm just going to keep those. You can pop them on foam if you wish.
Yeah. But
just for now, I'm going to keep them flat. And usually when it's an embellishment, we go back to the tacky glue. So again, don't want to cover up too much of the bridge, but I just want them to be sort of like a finishing point. And tacky glue, just need to hold it for a second until it grabs, like so. So just a little bit in there. And then we're going to do the same at this side. Turn it round, Jan, so that they're...
Oh, yeah, that's it, yeah.
So that one's going to go at that side again. Just hold it down. And then I've got a couple of little gems that I'm just going to put in the centre of there, just as a focal point. So we're just going to use one in there. And those gorgeous Aurora ones are beautiful. And I think the beauty of them is that they go with any of the colours. And if for any reason, you know, I mean, I wouldn't waste them personally, but if you did want them coloured, just get your alcohol pens out and colour over them and you'll get a permanent colour on there. So you can see we've got that gorgeous shape. We've created that bridge element, and then that will stand up by itself just to showcase. And as I say, we've got the guy in the gondola at the back. He's going to go under the bridge. And you've got those features there, bringing all the pieces together.
He's definitely singing just one cornetto.
Yes, there we go.
To me. Love that card. And I love the fact that it is an actual bridge card, a Rialto bridge card. So good that you can pop those together with this kit. I've never made the Guinness connection, says Patricia, until Jarl mentioned it now. I know, now you'll never unsee it. Loving the colours. Christine Mahoney says, who overlooks the paper? Not me. Hello, says Christine. Can only stay for the first hour as I have to work. I did get an extra Venetian Grace paper pad in the 6x6, says Laurel Enos, with the intention of framing some of them for my craft room. They're good enough to frame, aren't they? Let's be honest, they are good enough to frame. Patricia's in, saying good morning from sunny Southern California. Lillian Kwok says, hi, Ben and Jan. Sensational Sky says, Jan, your cards are amazing.
Thank you very much.
Zoe says, I like the sky blue matte layer we saw earlier, goes very nicely. Hi to Faye, who's joined us in Kent. Jeffrey Langley says, happy Tuesday evening, Lord Ben and Lady Jan, and the most excellent and great CTV crew. Excellent and great. No, that's what it says there. I wouldn't make that up, would I, Dean? That's what Jeffrey says, excellent and great. I'll go for middle of the road. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Or am I? Cheryl says, good morning. I am. Good morning, crafty friends. I ordered these cute penguins earlier. There's still loads of penguin chat. I ordered the penguins too, says Jessica. They are so cute. Linda asks, how would you mail that card? It will fold flat, won't it?
Yes, they'll go sideways and just fold down flat, like so.
Yeah.
So as long as you get your piece here stuck in the right place, it all folds flat down. You can see there, look. Yeah? A little tiny bit of bulk where the fold is, but there shouldn't be enough to stop it going in an envelope there. Yeah?
Zoe wants to know whether you could sneak a penguin on there. I mean, if you wanted to sneak a penguin on the bridge, why not?
Especially one with a moustache. And if you don't know what we're talking about, have a look back at the launch show where we're in hysterics.
Oh, it's too funny.
It was. I'm going to have to make one of those.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder how different it would be if you'd have picked out the peachy tones from the matte and layer. So Zoe, give it a try. Give it a try.
It would look equally nice, honestly. And that's the beauty, like you said, about having that linen card pack. With the paper collections like this, similar to the Sarah Signature collections, it's all been thought out. So whichever one of those linen cardstocks you pull out, you'll be guaranteed that it mix and matches with the papers beautifully, and that's what it's all about, honestly.
We're so busy right now, I can't even tell you. Loads of love for this collection. Love the bridge, says Sensational Sky. Paul Print ×4 says hi from South Carolina. And loads of love coming in from that last card. Thank you, Beth and Lois and Rebecca and Linda and Mary, Pat, Diane, Tricia and Paul Print ×4, all with lovely, lovely mentions for that last card. Is the Venetian Grace collection. As you said, you can buy the dies and the stamps and the embossing folders in this bundle here for £48 or $64, then get more of the paper pads. It's one of those collections, isn't it, that once it goes, you'll kick yourself that you didn't get it. So buy more of the papers if you can, and also go for more of those embellishments as well with the tassels, with those beautiful gems. You won't appreciate just how beautiful the gems are until you get them back. I don't think our cameras show them off to the best of their sparkliness, but you get those in the embellishment set. Now, moving on, to a set which was launched on Saturday, the Delicate Lace Creator Card dies. 4-piece collection, but yet you get 8 dies in total. Very clever, and once again, super usable for the fact that you can do so many different things with these, whether you use both dies together, dies independently of each other. You can see all of the different ways that you can create with these. So you get your inner die, which will create you a cut just like so. You receive your outer die as well with all that beautiful detailing in, which used together can create you a beautiful, detailed creator card cup, or again you can use just to have the frame if you want. So use them both together, use just that inner portion, or just use the frame. And again, these are the kind of things, particularly when that's the torchon lace, by the way. This one here, the corded lace. They're just such beautiful creator cards, beautiful frames that you will use across so many collections. I think dies like this are just so fantastic to have because they will cross multiple collections within your crafting, and they might be the kind of things that maybe inject a bit of fun, inject a bit of life back into a collection that you haven't used in just a little while. But I think we need to appreciate, again, just as we go through these, the detail that our team managed to engineer into these dies. I mean, this one, for goodness sake, the embroidered lace, how stunning is that? Just taking that inner die, for example, it's incredible the detail that we can create, isn't it?
Amazing. And you know that with the Gemini, well, they will go through any machine, but with our Geminis, you know that they're going to cut beautifully.
I mean, this one here, I think this is my favourite in the set. It's very, I don't know why this has popped into my head, but I'll say it because you know I have weird thoughts. It's very Jack and the Beanstalky. That's what it reminds me of, because you've got, it looks like you've got, like, I know you've got flourishes and bits and pieces going on here, but it looks like the vines have almost like crept out into the outer frame now, and that reminds me of Jack and the Beanstalk. I'm putting it out there. Does anyone else see that? Probably our American viewers are thinking to themselves, what's Jack and the Beanstalk?
What's he talking about?
And what is he talking about? Well, that's what I see there. Little Shop of Horrors. Dean, are you saying that just because I said Jack and the Beanstalk? Yeah, but anyway, it's a beautiful frame. I'll move on, and then you're also going to get the Leon lace as well. And just again, appreciating the different ways to be able to use them. That's a beautiful shaker card there, isn't it? Maybe potentially a little bit of paper piecing of that flower in the centre there. It might be enough for you, but if you just want the frame, again, a beautiful detailed frame, but use the two together. I mean, wow. Just wow.
Stunning, isn't it?
How on
It's like
earth?
one of those optical illusions where it draws you into the centre,
yes.
isn't it? Yeah.
Like the ones that you used to twist.
Yes, the kaleidoscopes. Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad you caught me doing that. Thanks,
and
George.
if you had good friends, when you took it away, you used to have a big black ring round your eye, didn't you?
Yes. Be the same with like the little toy binoculars that you get as well. And you'd have black rings around your eyes. But yes, honestly, amazing. The detail that you can get into a piece of metal, that we can get into a piece of metal, is just incredible. If you're seeing these for the first time, I have a feeling you might be picking them up. The bundle is $51.96, $59.80. We're saving you a couple of quid, a couple of bucks, but if you're platinum, you're down to £40 or $46.40 for that collection today. I think we're going to have a look at these in action, but first up, Jan, you've got some finished samples with them, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I've just pulled out one of each of the designs because, again, absolutely gorgeous. So, again, we've got that fold-back design there, and you can just see we've used that detail here, just highlighted it in the different colours, and then the top one, well, you can actually pick it up on the camera. It's actually been embossed. It's got clear embossing powder on it, I think. So
oh, no, you can see that on the edge
that
now.
little bit of sheen on it, which again sets it off beautifully against the matte from the white cardstock in the centre. So again, just that little fold back design there. So it could be any of the dies would work with that. Again, that's the same fold back, but with the rectangular one there on the Z fold. Just adding some details in there from that daisy collection. And again, we've done the two with just a slight offset to give that little bit of shadow behind it.
That's the beanstalk.
That's the beanstalk.
Yeah.
It is. We're going to use that one first.
Sil says, I can see the beanstalk. Thank you, Sil. Thank you.
And then you can see, again, this is one of my favourite styles of cards.
Yeah.
I love adding the acetate in between. And again, you know, your double-sided dies, mixing and matching again with whatever you've got in your stash. and then the square, but how about turning it at an angle? They don't have to be layered up as, you know, a sort of regimental square. I think that is beautiful, and again, just using some corner elements there to bring in that that die. But they remind me of the old-fashioned lace doilies.
I know.
You know, my mum used to have them on her dresser and what have you, and she used to have all the bits and pieces laid out on them, like matching sets. There was a large one in the middle and two smaller ones at either side. Yeah. And she'd have a hairbrush on one of them and a jewellery box, and it just reminds me of those done in the white cardstock. My
nan used to have them on like the sideboard, and it'd be like all of like her beautiful like jugs or porcelain ornaments and stuff on them. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, exactly right.
So
yes,
we're actually going to use that embroidered lace. We're going to use the beanstalk, funnily enough.
By the way, can I just say, you're laughing. Inkwell Chick says, I didn't see it until you pointed it out, Ben. Thank you. I've got a load of laughing faces from Mary Pat. I don't know what that means. And Sue says, Ben, you are so silly. You have made me laugh for the day. Well, you're welcome, everybody. And apparently, Jack and the Beanstalk is a thing in the US as well. So you know what I'm talking about.
So again, two pieces. So you've got that external piece, which is like a frame in its own right. Then you've got the internal piece. And like Ben's just showed you on the board, you can either use one by itself and have a block centre. You can add the middle in and have that beautiful filigree work. You could cut the middle in a different colour, or you can cut them all together and have all those different pieces. You could just use the middle piece to cut into your card. Again, I love dies like this that have, it's nice buying a piece of metalwork that you run through your machine and it does a job, but when you've got options like this and being able to mix and match them, absolutely stunning. So again, you can see just on the back the metalwork there, and these are approximately 5.5 by about 4 1/4 across for the main die there. So I'm going to take those off here. You can see that they come in the two pieces. So this one has got the cutting edge. We're going to get that detail around the outside, but it doesn't have a cutting edge on the inside. So you're going to get that piece of block cardstock in there. Now, if you wanted it as a frame, all you need to do is just marry up one of your nesting dies, maybe, if you've got them. If not, your craft knife and a ruler, and you could easily cut out the aperture. For example, if you wanted to make it into a frame or into a shaker card, something like that. But then we've given you that centre panel that doesn't have a cutting edge around it again. So when we pop these together, the whole thing is going to cut out one big piece. Alternatively, it may be that you just want to cut out your size of cardstock. So I've got a piece here, for example, and just cut this into the centre to make like you know, like a see-through element in your background, or in, you know, it could be in the in a diorama or anything like that. Lots of different ways of doing it. So what I want to do on the white card is to cut the whole thing. All right, two ways of doing it. You can either pass it all through together, which is what I'm going to do. If not, you can cut the frame like I am going to do here, and then you can repass it through with the central piece. But I'm actually going to take that one down in place, and then I'm going to pop this piece in the middle, okay? And as long as it's not overlapping, and there is always room, there's about 1/8 of an inch where there is a gap all the way around the edge, purely so that your dies don't overlap. Because if you're going to pop it through something as powerful as the Gemini and you've got it overlap, that is the way that you can damage the metal work. So just make sure that you've got it in place, eyeball it into the right place, and then when you're happy with it, get it stuck in place. All right, you don't want it to move while it's going through. Now again, it's like intricate dies. We often introduce the metal shim to make sure we're getting that real metal to metal cut. But I would always use my plates first just to see and test the water. There is no point in using the metal and sort of ruttling everything if you don't need it. Again, housekeeping, I don't know whether you can just pick up on there where I cut, just got it in the light there, the bridge on there. So I'm going to flip it over this time, and I'm going to cut into this side, okay? So I'm just going to pop that one in there. Again, frosted one, magnetic one, just make sure there's no bits lying around on them. And then the top plate, which I'm also going to flip over. I had it this way the first time. I'm going to flip those over just to keep doing the housekeeping. And then we're going to pass that through once and have a look how it's behaved. Okay. If it's not quite cut through in areas, we can then add the metal shim just for that extra last little bit of pressure. But if it doesn't need it, there's no point in actually popping that in there. So if we take that out and have a look, I can see there it doesn't need the metal shim, and that's testimony to our Gemini. The whole of this, I can just see, looking at it there, it just looks as if you've drawn the design on the back of your cardstock with a pencil, and every little bit of that is done to perfection. So I'm just going to grab my die brush, because that will help release this out of here. I can get rid of the bit round the edge, we don't need that.
Okay. And
then, in order to release this, now I've seen a lot of the team give it a good old bash on the I don't like the old bash on the table, so I tend to use my die brush.
You are doing it by the book, Jan, like it should be done.
I don't know what it is about, it's just not me.
No. And also,
maybe I just don't like cleaning the mess up afterwards, I don't know, but...
yeah, well, you've got to have a good aim if you're doing it the other way, haven't you, to make sure it all goes in the bin.
So the die brush will actually release a lot of the pieces. And then I'm going to take my tape away so that we can take those panels out separately. Okay. Now this one, I'm just going to have a look at it because I didn't look at it beforehand. So again, I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to, I tend to lift the die from the inside. And again, you've got a lot of intricacy in that cut, so just tease it out gently. All right, look at where those pieces are anchored, and you've got control if you do it from this side, because you can see where all the other elements are. Okay, and then again, I've got that central piece there, which I'm just going to tease away from the edge again, and make sure that all those pieces come out without tearing. It's just worth taking your time to get it out. And again, we've got all those little pieces there that just want either die brushing out or popping out with the pokey tool there. Absolutely beautiful. The detail on these is just phenomenal.
You just can't believe, I think, again, we take for granted sometimes, you can't believe that all of that has come from a piece of metal.
And just one pass through the machine.
One pass through, like you said, it's incredible, really. We're so spoilt for the designs and engineering we get from the dies here at Crafters Companion.
So they are very, very detailed. It's worth, again, just taking your time to release those little pieces, because some of them are quite curly.
Yeah.
And again, you don't want them to snag and catch. So just take your time, taking all the pieces out. You can see they've all cut right, because usually if anything hasn't cut, it's the middle bit.
Yeah.
And you can see there, just poking them out with the pokey tool, that they've all cut beautifully. So I'm not going to do every single piece. You get the idea with it there. I can show you the design. And you can either have this bit going up through the design, or you can have it coming down through the design, or you can use them landscape. Yeah. So whichever way you want it. So show you that on the shim there. You could probably get a better idea of it there. Look. Great. Yeah. Now all I've done with that is exactly the same, but I've just added a little tiny bit of our fuchsia ink, just to tint the edges of it just a little bit, because that's going to coordinate with the rest of the card design that we've got. Okay, and then I've just cut a panel freehand. I just measured the piece on the inside, and I've just cut a panel of the pink freehand, and we're just going to secure that behind here. Oh, nice. So that we've got that element in the centre really taking sort of focal point on it. So I'm going to stick that round the outside. So let me just get rid of all the bits off there. I can sort that out in a second, and all I'm going to do is just again pop. So in fact, we'll use the dots, and I'm just going to pop them over that central panel. Okay. Now it may be that you want to cut the central panel out of a different colour. Yeah. One of the samples that I've just had a look at had the central panel cut out of some vellum, which looks stunning. Oh, nice. So again, I'm just making sure which way my design goes, because I don't want to snag any of that beautiful die cut there. And then all I'm going to do is pop this bit over the back of that rectangular section, which was initially that central die that we put in the middle. Yeah. And then when we turn that back round, you can see we've got that gorgeous panel in the centre, which is drawing your eye, the pink around the edge, and then again we're just going to pop the card together. So I've actually got some bits and pieces, as I say, one of my favourite designs here, and I've taken... Oh, pretty. gorgeous papers there, okay? And we're just going to put these are the colour of summer.
I thought that was. I was going to say the recent floral pad.
Beautiful.
Gorgeous, that wasn't it?
Absolutely
Really
beautiful.
pretty.
Oops. So again, just going to put one piece in the back there, like so. And then we're going to use the acetate to bridge that gap again, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my, the tea's in me in my ear.
The tea's in you?
The tea's in me.
Why are the teas in you?
Do you want a cup of coffee, Jan?
Ah.
Of course I want a cup of coffee.
Of course Jan does. They'd asked me in my ear and I was trying to sign to them off camera what I wanted. I could hear them going, now do you have it again? I was going, wrong. And then I was trying to say with lots of milk. That's the actual sign. That's the sign, milk. Yeah. But I was just thinking, is it really coffee tea time? But it is, we're halfway through the show nearly.
Oh my days, again, look. So,
sorry, hang on a second, Jan, sorry. I'm getting death stares now. No. Tracy normally takes care of us, Jan, but Nicola's offered. And now Tracy's given me a stare as if to say, well, what's wrong with my coffees? I'll have one from either of you. Thank you very much.
You could do one each, guys, if it's that, yeah. No, Tracy's, she's off now. Nicola, what you done?
You offered to make Nicola one?
She's done.
Make Tracy one? And there you go, Tracy. Is she going to make you one? I'm staying out of it. I'd love a cup of coffee. Whoever wants to make me it, that'd be brilliant. And Jan would love one too.
I certainly would.
Yes. Oh dear. We've upset Tracy without even doing anything.
So all I've done is just take the middle section out of the card and replaced it with acetate. As I said, this is one of my favourite designs of card. So that's basically our base card. And then I've just got a couple of matte layers to pop on the front here. And then we're going to use that beautiful die cut as our bridge between the two again. So again, just a little bit of adhesive on these, and I've used the reverse side now on here just to coordinate with the front. So again, one at the top, one at the bottom, like so.
Superstar Susie said she'd like a coffee as well, please, guys. Light with sugar, apparently. Might be a bit cold by the time it gets there to you, Susie, but the thoughts there.
And then we're going to use this bit here to sort of bridge the gap in between. Absolutely gorgeous. So again, I'm just going to use some of the dots very, very carefully on the outside piece. And again, be careful because there's so many different little die cut pieces in there. I just want to make sure that I'm not snagging the die cut, but the dots are the easiest way of actually adding a little bit of adhesive. So again, do we want the beanstalk growing up?
Yes, beanstalk.
Or do we want it growing from the top?
Depends whether Jack's going up or down, doesn't it really? I reckon the other way round.
That way?
Yeah, there. Yeah.
And then that one's just going to bridge the gap there in between. So I've just stuck it top and bottom, like so. Okay. And then again, mixing and matching with any of your things that you have. I've got the little congratulations there. I think we'll pop that on some foam just to lift that up a little bit. Okay, on the back of there.
Where's that congratulations from?
This is from one of the older sets, I think, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Let me just have a little look, because I made a note, because I think just in case. It is from... just written down Gemini congratulations.
Oh, it's very nice.
I think there was a set of sentiments. So again, just going to pop
brilliantly with this frame, isn't it?
I didn't want to cover up too much of that design.
No.
And then just a couple of little die cut butterflies to finish off. Nothing's complete without a little butterfly, is it? Regardless of the collection. So these are just cut from some scrap elements of the paper pad, and I'm just going to pop these one at the bottom there, and just stuck them in the middle so that we can have a little bit of dimension, but they will fold flat if you want to pop it in an envelope. And you can see there. So again, if I turn you that one round, absolutely gorgeous. Just showcasing those dies. They are stunning. They don't really need a lot else with them, do they?
No.
I can imagine them done as photo frames. I think they would look beautiful with that centerpiece cut out and a photo behind them.
Absolutely.
They'd look gorgeous, wouldn't they?
I love that. So lovely. I think the colours work great, and just that sentiment, a few little embellishments, really, really lovely. These dies are so lovely, says Mary Pat, and due to the delicate nature, I would definitely not do batch making with them. I need them in my lace collection for sure, you say. And just so much love coming in for that last demo as well. Hey, Caramel Sorrel is joining us saying, trying to watch whilst getting oil changed and tyres put on my Jeep. And yeah, lots of doily chat going on as well. Patricia saying, my mum used white lace doilies too. They were very, very popular, weren't they, doilies back in the day. These are proving popular tonight as well. I think a few of you might have missed the launch of these when we launched them on Saturday. £40, $46.40. Just a really beautiful, handy set of creator card dies, because look, you can go here like this using all elements. You can go here just using the intricate centerpiece. You can go here to create a frame, you know, and as Jan has also described, if you want to, if you've got kind of nesting dies to cut these out, or fussy cut them out to create a frame, because you will get the solid centerpiece. There's lots of different ways to be able to work with them, but I mean, the detail is just next level, isn't it? That Leon lace, amazing. Here's everyone's favourite, I think, the beanstalk lace. Oh no, it's not. Embroidered lace. But again, you know, I can always show these portrait, but they work equally as beautifully if you're using them on the landscape as well. You know, once again, just popping a photo in that frame there, I think it would look beautiful. Here you've got the corded lace, so that more oval frame, and again, so much detail around the outside. Maybe even a little bit of opportunity for paper piecing, maybe some ribbon threading. That's gorgeous as well, isn't it? The torchon lace, a bit sort of mandala-esque as well, that one. And again, just a really, really stunning detailed inner die. Use it as a frame, or then use the two together to create a really dramatic topper. I just think these are incredible, and they'll work so nicely across all your collections. Beautiful, says Linda. Beautiful, says Pammy. Brenda says beautiful. Diane says beautiful. Pretty card, says Sensational Sky. And Jill says that card needs to say sugar and spice and all things nice. Very pink, and I love it. Holy guacamole, says Patricia Watling. That is such a stunning card, Jan. Whoa, you might get to vote for it as your favourite card a little bit later on. Demo of the show, demo of the day coming up in the final hour, which is upon us in 1 minute's time. Before we get into that hour and take a little break, did you say, is that what we're doing? No, we're looking at this, aren't we? We're doing this first. Let's have a look at the hottest seller of the day, the, of course, yeah, my eyesight's going. I thought that said Club Penguin stamps then. Club Penguin. Oh dear, definitely cute penguin. Sounds like some sort of, I don't know, kids club or something, isn't it? You go off to Club Penguin, kids. Daddy's going to the bar. It's the cute penguin stamps. It's the showstopper. This is where you got all of the brand new dies that we launched earlier on today. I'll show you those on the boards in just a second. But you get the 6 penguin characters. They each come with 4 sentiments. You're also going to get a set of our Aqua Blend pencils in the essentials. This is where this deal is crazy, because if you look at the value for money on the Aqua Blend and then the actual value of these stamps, which is around about £20 platinum, already you're seeing that you've got more than your value for money within the showstopper. We also give you within the set your rocker blocks to help with the stamping, watercolour cardstock, because that will work perfectly with the pencils that you've got in this set, and your waterproof ink pad. So it's a really well thought out bundle at a brilliant price, I must say. £36 or $48. And then, I'll show you the stamps in a second. If you buy the showstopper, you can then get the bonus buy today, which was 3 more tins of the Aqua Blend pencils at half price. Just ridiculous, really. So you get the essentials within the showstopper. We then bring you your portrait collection, which are all of these beautiful colours here. As I said, newly configured, so that you kind of know which box you're dipping into. So if you're needing more of those colours for the portraits or for hair, you've got all of the colours within that. And of course, don't forget, artist quality watercolour pencils, so that you can take your paintbrush to these, create even more colours than the 24 colours that you've got within each of the tins to create I mean, who knows? You can't even put a number on it. You're getting 96 pencils across the actual showstopper and this bundle together, but the number would be incredible that you can create the colours with. This one here is your botanical collection. So again, you can see all of these beautiful colours that you'll turn to if you're thinking more down the lines of creating your floral. And then you're also going to get your landscape collection in here too, which is more of your greens for your countryside, your blues for the sky and the sea. You've got some browns and greys in there. So it's a fantastic collection, and at no other time have I seen a deal like this. And here's the honest truth of it. If you have just bought these individually, or as a bundle on its own for £48 or $64, you've got a great deal, because these come in at $24.95 every day of the week. So you're kind of buying two, getting one for free. However, if you are buying this with the showstopper, halve that price, so it's £24 or $32, which means you're basically getting all three of these for less than the price of one. It is such a deal, and I'm so pleased we've still got the bonus buy available, because normally at this point of an evening when we've done a showstopper, we don't have the bonus buy here, but it is still here tonight. Something else which is also still available for you is the stamps on their own. Sorry, I can hear you guys chatting. I saw what you had on the screen. I went to go for the pick of the day, but then I thought, oh no, they want to share the stamps on their own. I went for that. You changed the details. We messed each other up. But look, I shouldn't have said really. We'd have got away with it. Here are all of the stamps that you're going to get. So if you just decide stamps on their own, I'll have those, please. Here they are. That is Penguin, as we're calling him, because he's tangled in lights, listening to music. That is me about 2 weeks before Christmas. Usually the air's going a little bit blue, but we'll not talk about that. It's usually, I put these away nice and neatly. How are they tangled? They've just been in a box for 12 months. Then you've got Poirot Penguin there. This is what we were talking about earlier on. Now, a lot of people hadn't said earlier, so obviously the penguin's got his wings up there, hasn't he? Because it's a little angel penguin. But a few of you hadn't said that, why have we got a penguin with a moustache? Nobody really saw it until the show. You'll have to go back and watch the show. I can't really describe how the hilarity ensued, but it is a penguin. Obviously, those are his little wings there, but they also do look like a moustache. You've also got in here tobogganing penguin. You have got the beautiful skating penguin. You will receive Hugsy, cutesy little baby penguin on one of Jan's cards, all in pink, absolutely beautiful. And then you've also got the popping out the box penguin as well. All of them come with sentiments, so you're going to get actually, well, 6 different penguins, and then you've got four different sentiments on each one. 24. That's right, isn't it? Yeah. £19.15 or $28.56 for the stamps on their own. You can buy them individually. You can buy them as part of the showstopper. It depends where your budget lies, but they've been very popular today. And just very quickly, before we go for a break, because I've been rabbiting far too long, great deal on the illustrators. We had a similar deal on these recently, which proved very, very popular indeed. But if you want to go for your Colour Essentials collection, which will bring you these 36 colours here, I really like this configuration because we're used to seeing like the smaller packs. I've only seen this, I think, well, once before. We had it on the other day. You've kind of got your sort of colour chart here, and we've grouped a lot of the colours together for you as well, which I think is super duper handy. Alcohol markers, of course. Dual nib pen, so you've got your ultra fine nib and you've got your beautiful brush nib on the other end. Normally this would set you back $74.99 or $120. You are at £44 tonight, or $64 if you're platinum. Plus, as it's the pick of the day, you will get double points, but only up until midnight. There'll be a brand new pick of the day tomorrow. So if you like the look of this, grab it whilst you can. Wow, that was a lot of information. I need to have my cup of coffee, which has been beautifully made by Nicola tonight. I'm sure it will be on a par with what Tracy normally makes for me. What have you guys got one in the gallery now? Hot drink. Oh no. How's your cup of coffee over there? Is it good?
Beautifully made.
Is it better or worse than Tracy's?
Ooh, now then, I decline to answer that.
We'll chat amongst ourselves whilst you go to the checkouts. When we come back, lots more to bring you in the last hour, more demos, more inspiration, and of course those 2 important votes as well. But head to the checkouts, we'll come right back in about 4 minutes.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
My unsung hero has to be Tracy. I'm going to give a little shout out to our Tracy.
I think if I had to nominate somebody, I'd probably go with Tracy.
Because Tracy keeps me fully supplied with cups of tea whenever I'm working here. She always finds me the things that I've lost, and she's always great to be around.
Sort of get involved with our sample library, which is massive. It's where all the samples are kept, all nice and neatly, all labelled up. And part of their job is to get the necessary samples out for the shows that we do every day, get them all ready and prepared, often display them, tidy them away again, pop them back in the sample library, and that takes an inordinate amount of time.
Because they literally are the cogs that keep us working, and I don't think a lot of people realise just what they do for us in terms of getting everything show ready so that we can come in, get ready and be relaxed to go on air and do those kind of things.
So that is just a small part of what they do, you know, as well as being floor managers during the shows, getting us any products that we need, and most importantly, bringing the coffee.
Everybody on screen knows I make everybody's tea with coffee.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What did she do?
Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on catch up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
La 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 la. Oh hello, you caught me in full Christmas swing, decking the halls. Yeah, I know it's summer, but for crafters, 'tis the season to get started on those Christmassy projects. You can get an extra head start on our 'Tis the Season sale. We've got up to 70% off hundreds of Christmas crafting goodies. Shop with us from the 26th of June till the 8th of July for a snowstorm of amazing seasonal offers. From stamps and dies to shimmering and snowy embellishments, this is our early Christmas gift to you. So many amazing offers you won't want to miss out on. Tune in to Crafters TV and shop the Crafters Companion website for our fabulous 'Tis the Season sale. Ah. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for all the lovely comments coming through. Loads of love for that last project from Jan. Christine Jamal says, Ben and Jan, my card that I sent you in the show this afternoon. Yes, I had made the penguin from scratch. I remember that card. It was brilliant and well done. It was amazing, Christine. Thanks for sending it in. Hey, Jenny's joined us for Holidays Design. Says, good afternoon from a sunny Florida. And just generally loads of love coming through for all of the makes today. No matter how many times, says Nefertiti, that I see these penguin stamps, I cannot get over how cute they all are. We are going to throw in one final demo on those a little bit later on, seeing as they have been so popular. But in a minute, we're going to look at some beautiful laser cut frames and stamps. Before we do that, though, thank you so much to everyone that sent in a picture. We're just going to show a few of them here because we've had so many pictures come through. So let's have a look at these on the penguin front, really. Now, let's have a look here. Is that an emperor penguin? I can't really see that be. Or maybe not. No, it's not. It's not. It's just a small little baby penguin who looks like he's about to go diving into the pond. Penguin pool.
Gorgeous, aren't they?
Absolutely beautiful. Now, this next set of penguins. I mean, they are big penguins. Are they from Madagascar?
Oh my goodness.
Is that the movie? Madagascar. It is, isn't it, I think? That is brilliant. I want to know what's going on there. Are they doing the YMCA or something? That's what it looks like. It looks like
does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Is it a cruise ship somewhere? Or is
it does look
centre?
A little bit like a cruise, doesn't it?
Yeah. I love the fact there, though, that the penguins are there, obviously, you would have thought, for entertaining the kids.
Yeah.
It's all adults dancing along in the picture there.
Absolutely.
That is brilliant. Thank you, Hannah. Love that so much. Kathy Livesey, what a great way of using the penguins with the those cut and emboss folders. I think you and I launched those folders.
I love that, yeah. Absolutely great use. I love them just popping up through the windows. It's one of my favourite designs to do that.
Yeah.
Those cut and emboss folders were terrific. And I love the fact that they're that DL size.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you've even popped in some sequins as the snow for the penguins. Very, very good, Kathy. I love that. Thank you. Pam Evans with some more fantastic penguins. I mean, those again, they're different to the penguins that we saw before, but I'm not a penguin expert.
No.
But thank you for sending in the pigs.
Here he comes.
Sarah Drabble. This is the one we wanted. It's the
Here he
rock
comes,
hopper.
yep. With his funky hairdo.
That is brilliant.
It's great, isn't it?
If I was a penguin, I think
You'd want to be one of those, yeah,
because they've got the cool hairdos, haven't they?
Yep.
That is brilliant. Sarah, where did you take that picture? You'll have to let us know. That is so funny. Thank you, everybody, for sending those in. Absolutely brilliant. Patricia just said, I like Ben's Christmassy commercial here as it ties in perfectly with all the Christmas movies that Hallmark has been airing this past week. Yeah, Christmas movies on Hallmark already.
Oh my days, it's June.
Do you know what? Where I go to the gym just up the road, the hotel up the road, they've started advertising now for people to book their Christmas dinners.
Wow.
Yeah, the banner went up last week. Ben in that jumper in the middle of a hot summer, says Gilmore. Lol. Hello, Ben and Jan and the CC team. I'll do anything for you guys to film those videos. They said, put a hot jumper on, Ben. I said, well, I wouldn't do it for anybody else, but for our viewers, I'll do it. Took one for the team there, I tell you. You're just too cute in the Christmas advertisement, says Lois. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Kathy says, question, is the half off of the pencils deal a buy showstopper, bought two only offered today? Is it only... I cannot confirm or deny that, but I would take it that it probably is today, knowing that previously when we've done the bonus buys, it has only been on the day that we've launched them. But I can't for 100% sure say that. All I can say is that when we've done it recently, it has. If you can afford it and you want to do it, I would say don't wait until tomorrow. That's what I would say. And Terry says, Ben, you really like penguins. Listen to Brad Paisley, James Penguin. It's a Christmas song, and James Penguin is Santa's secret spy.
Oh.
I see. The name's Penguin. Yes, James Penguin. Oh yes, licensed to. What do penguins do? Eat fish.
Waddle.
What?
Licensed to waddle.
Licensed to waddle. Oh yes. Laser cut frames and stamps. Now, these were launched on Sunday. I've not seen these until today. The only little glimpse I caught of these was when on Monday last week we launched the shimmer sprays, and Leanne nicked a couple.
Did she?
Shimmer sprayed them.
Yep.
And they looked amazing. Because these frames will take quite a lot of different
Pretty
inks,
much
won't they?
most mediums, yeah. Yeah.
You're getting all of your frames, 45 wooden frames in total, and then 11 stamps as well. I just think these are just beautiful. Loads of different styles, as you can see. You get all of the different sentiments in here. So things like love you, you are awesome, happy birthday, sending hugs, best wishes. But the way I look at these is that these could be the focal point of a project, couldn't they? With just a little sentiment in, maybe like, you know, you were saying earlier on, a little photo in there potentially, or a little floral element, but they can also just be a really nice embellishment too. So they're super, super handy to have. And as you can see, you're getting a lot of different styles of frames for your money, some more sort of plain frames, postage stamps, you've got some sort of oval, floral, laser cut ones, you've got little heart frames in here too. Love this one, bit of an Art Deco design going on here, but a lot of different frames, and as we said, 11 stamps within that set as well. So £15.99, $19.96 for your collection. Are you looking at these as just like handy little embellishments, or would you be making these as focal points as well for your cards?
My mind just went into overdrive,
Did
Ben.
they?
Absolute overdrive with these. Yeah, I've got lots to say about these. But I was just going to show you a few samples first. So again, excuse me, every time. I don't know what it is. So yeah, just using them as an embellishment on your card. You can see here we've coloured them. So you can colour them with the alcohol pens, your sparkle pens, paints, shimmer sprays, inks, you name it. We're actually going to ink one up and then heat emboss it to give it a glossy finish in a second. But we've used a couple of them and just made them look like little wreaths there. Some of them have a little hole punched in the top, so you could use them as a tag embellishment. So many different ways, and I love this one where it's been done on one of the shape cards. So we've got the little teapot design there, and again, this has been put in as part of the design here with the sentiment, and literally just left as the wood, if that's what you want to do. If you want that rustic sort of colour, you can just leave them as they come laser cut. Again, we've used the shaped frames to make a little easel card, and then we've echoed that. These fit beautifully inside the frame there. What I love about the sentiments as well is not only have they been designed to fit inside the frame, so they're only a small sentiment. I think there's a lot of scope for mix and match with these. If you've just got a small area that you want to stamp a sentiment on for another project, I struggle sometimes to find small sentiments because a lot of them take up a lot more room. So for instance, you know, you might have something that will fit in there that way, but it wouldn't fit in portrait way. So this size is perfect for those smaller areas. This one, again, really clever use here with this one. You can just see how this has been hung to make it look like a bauble, and echoed the little sentiment inside there on that DL design. And then again, you know, those of you that like the little spinners, so again, if we actually turn this one and give it a little twirl, we've stamped the greeting on either side, we've stuck two of them back to back, and then obviously you've got your little spinner design in there.
That's great.
So again, sort of a masculine feel with that navy and the spots in there, but that is just literally skimming the surface. So my take on this, as soon as these arrived, honestly, was mixed media, which you know that I love. Okay, so yeah, there's just so much in there, absolutely jam-packed. So the first thing I did was take all the frames out, because the back piece, the tray that it's in, mine's going to get decorated and become like a shadow box. I'm going to have elements, possibly photos in there, and use the frame as an element in its own right. So the big sort of tic-tac-toe grid that's in the back that's housing them all, I've actually taken mine out. So I needed somewhere to keep my frames. So because I'd got the Venetian Grace out, I've just made myself a little box. I've decorated with some things. Some of the letters I've had in my stash for ages, and I've literally got all mine together in here. Pop the stamps in a little bag separately, and I've got all my frames in here ready to just flick through and decide which ones I want to have a play with. So I've got those so that they fit nicely, and then I have plans just for the box bit itself. So lots and lots of different ones. They are just laser cut. I'm just thinking, is it like balsa, isn't it?
Yeah,
a little bit.
So.
I think it's not quite as thick as chipboard.
No.
But yeah, absolutely beautiful. So if you want to use them as they are, absolutely fine. But like I said, they will receive pretty much any medium, including the watercolour things like the shimmer sprays, like the sparkle pens, anything like that. It might be an alcohol pen. If you have a look when Debbie Fisher launched these, she did lots of different techniques with how you can colour them and add them, you know, to your project. She did a lovely one where she'd chosen some and put photos behind it, which look nice. And again, you know, you've got an option as to whether they're in a portrait style, whether they're in a landscape. But as far as mixed media is concerned, we've never actually got round to doing sort of the canvas type mixed medias here, mainly because we didn't have a lot of products. Now, Leanne's working on building, you may have noticed, our mixed media range. We've introduced the glitter texture paste, you know, we've got the shimmer sprays come in, we've got the media mat to work on, we're now getting things like frames. So for example, if you imagine this was a canvas and you wanted to actually stick a couple of these together and pop them on your canvas, you can then gesso over it to make it all the same neutral thing, and then start painting elements in and actually make them. Again, I think they'd be perfect for scrapbooking. If you've got a scrapbook photo and you actually want to highlight it with one of the frames, they're not heavy, they're very, very lightweight, which is what makes me think they're like a balsa wood. And again, pop that to frame a little photo in a scrapbook page or a couple of them. There are so many different designs, like Ben's just shown you on the actual boards there. Some of them are duplicated, some of them you get two of the same design, some of them are just singles where you get one of them. And honestly, the first thing I did was just get them all laid out and have a look at them and see what we'd got in front of us there. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take one of the oval shaped ones here, and it's just got like a little floral design on it, and I'm going to bring in my gold Midas ink, and I might have to turn the fan off in a second. Imagine if I bring it to this side, I've got my clear embossing powder.
Do you want me to turn it off just in case?
Let me just have a look and see how far it's coming, because it is encased in the in there. We should be okay. Just dig the spoon out.
Midas ink pads, by the way, the metallic ink pads we do have on the show for you as well, if you want to grab those.
So I'm literally going to go direct to from the ink pad straight to the embellishment there, and literally I'm just sort of doing a push and a twist just to get that ink onto here. Now I've chosen the gold because that's going to tie in nicely with the project that I'm doing. Okay, spin it round, and again just literally cover with the ink. So again, literally, any of your ink pads will do this direct. I just thought we'll get the little bit of the shimmer from those Midas ones. It'll look gorgeous with your shimmer ink pads. If you want more of a chalky finish, you've got your duet ink pads. Any of them will do the job. And again, just build up that colour. Alternatively, you could use a coloured embossing powder and actually do it with your sticky ink pad if you wished. But rather than using a lot of coloured powder, I have more of the clear. I use the clear one a lot. So again, I tend to ink in the colour, and then I'm actually going to bring in my embossing powder. I don't want to bring it too far over because of the fan. And because it's a pigment ink here in the Midas, that's going to stay wet long enough for me to actually get the embossing powder over the top. So you can see it's sort of gone frosted now. And then I'm going to pop that to that side away from the fan, and I've got my heat tool at the ready. So I'm just going to flick that on now and get it up to a temperature that I'm happy with. I'm only going to put it on low because I don't want to blow the powder off the actual embellishment. And then once it's up to temperature, we're actually going to heat emboss this. So again, just make sure that this is getting nice and hot.
Would, Jessica's asking, would gilding flakes work on these?
Absolutely, yeah. I think Debbie did a demo with the gilding flakes. I'm not sure if it wasn't in the early show or whether it was in the launch show, but yeah, I saw with the gilding flakes on Sunday. So I'm just going to anchor it with my pokey tool, otherwise it's likely to sort of blow away. And then focus your heat tool on one element, and you're just wanting to melt that powder, and you'll see all of a sudden it starts to change and that lovely glossy gold comes through there.
Would this, you know, when we do this on card as well, we say you can sort of go up to 3 times.
Yep, I'm going to do that.
You can do the
triple emboss, yeah. Or as many times as you want, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm certainly going to go in a second time, because what that does is just build up the level of sort of sheen.
Yes.
The first layer can be a little bit dimpled when you're embossing, and it's because it's not even. So where you've heated it, you might get some bits that have melted together, and you might get some bits that have blown over a little bit. So just by popping it in a second time, it's going to even it up a little bit, and it'll sort of self-level. So again, just make sure that the whole thing's melted. It won't damage the wood. We're not, you know, it's not hot enough to sort of do any damage to the wood. And then I want to make sure that it is all still reasonably warm all the way round. And then I'm going to grab it with my tweezers, because it will be warm. And then we're just going to go in again and pop.
You can see already how good that looks.
Yeah.
Next layer is going to be brilliant.
And literally just pop another layer. So again, take the excess off. And again, we're going to do the same again. So again, that should still be warm enough. Just anchor it down. And then again, this will melt into the previous layer now, and it should sort of, because there's enough on there, it should self-level, and you'll get a better finish than just that first time round. Now you can go in a third time. The triple embossing is quite a popular technique, but I found that 2 for this particular technique was enough.
Yeah.
And honestly, it just transforms them. It really does. So you could imagine doing this maybe with a black ink.
Oh yeah.
And then the gilding wax over the top of it just to highlight some of it. You could actually use, as I say, Debbie used the tacky glue and put the gilding flakes over it. It could be that you actually put some sparkle paste over the top of it. I would just smear it over it with my finger in this case.
Yeah.
Obviously you don't need the texture of the embossing paste, you just want the sparkle. But you can see there now, just pick that up with the tweezers because it'll still be a little bit warm, but just look at the difference.
But it looks
there.
like a piece of metal, doesn't it?
So it started out just as the plain wood, and you've now, like you say, got something that looks metallic. And then I did this at home, and I've just added some little pearl beads into the gap there, and you've transformed that into something that is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so I shall keep this one in my stash for future use. We're going to use this one on the card. So again, I'm just going to put the lid on there because I think I've pushed my luck long enough with the fan. I'm just going to clear that extra bit of embossing powder off there. And again, I've kept it fairly simple with the card. So I've got a couple of pieces to mat and layer. This is from the Daisy collection there, and I'm just going to pop some of my tape runner on the back of here just to mat and layer these into a little stepper card. So this one's going to go in the back here like so. And then again, I've used the reverse of that paper to complement it to go on the front because I don't want it to detract from that frame that we're going to use. So if it gets too busy, you tend to lose things in the design. So again, just by turning that over, and we're going to pop that one on the front. And then all I've done is cut a second piece, and I've just scored it 1/2 inch in at the top just to make like a little hinge. And I'm going to run a line of tape across there, and we're just going to sandwich these together to actually make the back of our card now. So that one's going to go like so, and you can see there that we've got our design ready to go. Yeah?
Brilliant.
And then all I'm going to do is I've got a lovely embellishment that I've made using one of the Daisy collection dies, and we'll put that at this side away from the others. So that one's going to go on the inside there. And then I want that frame at the bottom to showcase that lovely detail. So this one is going to go here, and I'm going to do it opposite to echo this. And then I've just taken one of my oval nesting dies, just looked at how big I needed it here, and this one's just going to slot just in the middle there. as that frame rather than a die cut frame. And again, they are so light that even if you were wanting to post these, it's not going to make any difference to the weight of your card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my tacky glue. So for those of you that are not familiar with it, it comes to you in the larger bottles. A lot of us tend to decant it into the smaller one just because it's got the small applicator at the top. So that's what I've got in there. And any embellishments, regardless of whether they're metal, whether they're wood, you know, whether they're fabric, anything like that, the tacky glue comes out. And I'm just going to pop some little dots around that base piece there, just so that I've got an anchor point to stick this onto the card. So that one's going to go offset to that other side like so. And then just hold that down for a second, and then I'm going to bring in the foam pads again, so that because I've got a little bit of height here, I just need to raise this a little bit so that it stands proud of the frame. So I think that's grabbed okay. And then I want to put some of these just in the middle there. And then that's going to bring the sentiment up to the same level as the frame. And we can just pop that sentiment on top then. So we'll take those away, and little tiny bit.
Oh yes, belt and braces.
Yep, little bit of insurance. And then we're just going to pop that one so that it nestles nicely in between there like so. There we go.
That's amazing. So
again,
pretty.
we've got that. If I turn you that one round, you can see how that's going to stand. Okay. Oops. And then we've got that lovely little frame just sort of taking centre stage there, and just turning it from one of those wooden pieces into something quite special. And that is just one of many, many, many ways that we can colour them. I just think these are going to be so, so useful. If you haven't bought anything today, go for this one, because I think you'll find yourself using them time and time again, and you'll probably want to reorder them so that you've got another set of them.
Absolutely, yeah. They're gorgeous. Linda says these frames look amazing once decorated. I think they'd be great as well as making little table settings, wouldn't they, for
place settings and things like that, yeah.
That kind of thing. Pretty, says Pammy. Shaddai says, brilliant idea, Nana Jan, with the gems on the frame, lovely. And Suzanne Dawn says, Jan makes it very difficult for us to vote on her makes. All of them are amazing. You'll have to vote very shortly, because we're getting to that point of the day where the votes will be happening. Stephanie says the pearls really dress this up. These look great, says Patricia. And Linda says, wow, Jan. And I love your point as well, Jan, of because this is the box they come in. Yes, absolutely, keep the box.
Yep. I'm definitely going to do something home decor with that. As I say, get it gessoed up, put some paint on it, or some ink or whatever, and then possibly either little photos in it.
Photos would be cute.
Or some lettering in it, something like that.
Yeah.
Just to make it into like a 3D scrapbook page kind of thing.
Yeah.
Definitely,
I
without
like
a
that.
doubt.
Photos or lettering.
Which is why I actually need to
sentiments.
order another set, because when the girls see it, they'll want one as well,
Well, that's it. That's it. All these frames here, just giving you a bit of an idea of the kind of frames that you're going to get within this set, like this little one here. And look, you know, if you do want to use these as little, home decor pieces, ornaments, you've even got the little loops in there ready to hang those. Love this as well with the Art Deco design. Polaroid you've got there, you've got hearts, you've got ovals, you have got the squares. I mean, so many different designs in here. It actually works out that you're going to be getting 45 wooden frames and then 11 stamps as well. It's a great buy, isn't it? £15.99 or $19.96. Wow, Jan, says Linda. Beautiful combination of country and lace, says Sue Benson. Lois says beautiful. Gorgeous, Jan, says Pammy. And Lillian says, I had just got my Daisy collection out between shows to make a card. Thank you for the inspiration. I'm going to try and emulate your card. It's a lovely one to go for, it truly is. Launched on Sunday and still proving very, very popular indeed. Now, other items on the show, with it being launch party, of course, we have our Out of This World deal and we have our Explorer kit. The Out of This World deal, the opaque pigment ink pad. So again, the kind of things that you can go for to use alongside your frames, should you wish to do that. You've got some of our favourite colours in here, actually. You've got the Oasis in here. I can see Parakeet, Midnight. You've got the Honey Pot, Lemon Tonic in there, Fuchsia. You've also got your Straw Bale, Grasshoppers in there. You've got your Plum Jam, Crushed Velvet. It's a great collection of all of our colours. And actually, I thought it was 10 for that price, which would have been incredible, £32 or $48. But it's actually 11 that you're getting for that price, which, well, per pad brings that down to a ridiculous price. And of course, don't forget with the opaque pigmenting pads, you can do all of your blending and of course your heat embossing techniques with as well. And just another one to pop into the mix for you too, our Explorer kit. If you're new to the world of craft potentially and you're looking at a great way to be able to make sure all of your projects, whether it be cards, whether it be construction projects, are scored to the best of your ability, then this is a great one to go for. You're going to get our Score Master, plus you are going to get the tape pen, you're going to get one of our red liner tapes, and you're going to get a selection of our cardstock included too. That should be $43.45, $60.91. Platinum price there is £24 or $32. Hi Jane Adams from Las Vegas who's just joined us, and hi Shadiah who says, oh dear, it is pouring down here on my rooftop. Another rainstorm here in Ottawa, Canada. Well, hopefully we can cheer you up over the course of the next 20 minutes or so, Shadiah. Still to come, vote for demo of the show, vote for demo of the day, and one final look and demo at these bad boys. Yes, the penguins are in town. We'll have another look at those in just a few moments' time, but right now, head to the checkouts. We'll come back in about 4 minutes.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right?
Yeah.
Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how she looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
There once was a man who was very crafty. His name was Craig from Carnoustie. He joined the team on Crafters TV. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He wanted to prove he was the man, but he lost at craft wars to Leanne. But 2 weeks later he beat Jan. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. He did so well on Crafters TV, Sarah sent him off to Germany, where he did some work for QVC. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. His crafting skills, they aren't half bad. In fact, I'd say they're totally rad. That's mainly down to his favourite foam pads. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. The crafters, they loved him a lotty for his charm and skill. They went quite putty, they nicknamed him the Hardy Scotty. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live. In the crafting world, he's standing tall. He's the best Scottish crafter of them all. Catch him Monday to Friday on his wake-up call. Oh, crafty Scottish man craft. Soon may the crafty man come to bring us demos and inspiration. Each day when his crafting is done, he might do a Facebook Live.
That one for a while. My favourite song, says Susie. Wondering if the heat moulding foam would work with the new wooden frames, says Dana. So could you imprint those into those frames? The frames into the foam?
I don't see why not. You'd have to be very careful that they didn't snap. They are quite thin and they are quite lightweight, so it might be better to put the frame down and press the foam onto it rather than pressing the frame into the foam. So yeah, maybe use the foam as like a stamp block and press into it so that your frames are on a nice flat surface, because they are, I think if you started pressing it into the foam, there's a likelihood that they could snap.
Okay, nice idea though, nice idea. Listen, we've got 20 minutes left, so what we're going to do is we are going to do one final little demonstration with the penguins, because you guys have loved those today. They have been the best seller as well, unsurprisingly. So we've got the details up for you there of the showstopper. We'll get into the demo and then we'll get the votes going as I recap on everything towards the end of the show. So, how many moustaches are you going to use?
How many moustaches? Oh, well, the only one that we didn't use earlier was the little Snow What Fun on the toboggan. And I was going to use the Aqua blend pencils, but we have done quite a lot of that earlier. And I have already stamped him out, and it is on Nina cardstock. So I'm going to struggle with the Aqua blend. So I'm going to flick back to my alcohol markers for it for this last one. So I've stamped him with my alcohol-proof ink onto a little bit of Nina cardstock, which is my chosen cardstock for alcohol colouring. I'm just going to bring in the blotter layer again. And again, I'm not going to do a whole load of colouring. I've actually got some of it already done. But just to give you an idea with this, it is, again, very, very straightforward. And I always reiterate at this point that if you're at your stage in colouring where you just want to colour in, there's absolutely no rules that say you can't do that.
So good to hear that. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think, to be honest, I might do that now. I've got one that's already coloured and shaded that I've already done. But just literally to use your pens and just enjoy that colouring process.
Do you know what? It's so nice to hear that, because whilst we do have such a great selection of pens that allow you to do so many different tips and techniques, I think sometimes people might get a bit overawed and think, oh, I've got the tri-blends, I've got to do all the blending. Well, you don't, do you?
No, not at all. If you just want to enjoy that element of colouring, literally just stay with the one shade. So I'm going to use the lightest one on the hat, and I've done a couple of layers just to saturate the card. And then I'm going to go, rather than shading with them, I'm going to go to the next one, the mid one, to do the area around here, which will just take it to that next sort of depth of shading. But I'm going to keep it what I call flat colouring. So literally just adding colour. And if this is where you're at on your colouring journey, there is absolutely nothing wrong with it. But what you will notice if you've not used alcohol markers before is how well they lay down onto the card. Now, I've always been a colourist, even now, even when my little Toby gets his colouring book out, I will sit with him and colour with the pencils. I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But you used to have the old felt tips when I was younger.
Oh, yes.
And they were so scribbly. You could never get rid of the lines in them. If you had a larger area to colour in, they look shocking.
Yeah.
But these, honestly, they just, because the alcohol evaporates and leaves you with the colour, it's just smooth, seamless colouring.
How old's Toby now?
He's about 3.5.
How's his colouring? Is he colouring in the lines?
He's just getting to the point where he's realised that colouring should stay within an element. And obviously he's not quite in the lines, but he's getting there, bless him, and he does enjoy it.
Yeah.
Can we do some colouring, Nanny? And the answer's always yes.
Well, he's got a good teacher, isn't he? Let's be honest.
Bless him. Yep. So you can see there, we've just used a couple. Then I'm going to go back to that lighter shade again for his scarf.
Do you sort of stamp stuff out from, or does he have his own colouring book?
We've just got colouring books that have got quite big designs in at the minute, and he loves it, and he loves a good sticker book as well.
Oh, yes.
He just loves the stickers. And then he's got some little self-inking stamps. So when Nanny's stamping, he likes to get his little self-inking ones out, and he just has a piece of paper and stamps those out. And they just stamp out little random images like a sunshine and a love heart and a rainbow, that kind. He just loves it. If I'm in the craft room when he arrives, he'll always come running through. What are you doing, Nanny? What are you doing? And I'll have him end up sat on my knee while I'm trying to finish off what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He's really, so I think he will be into the craft as he gets older. Yeah.
As his nanny. Just a question as well, just whilst you're colouring, and there was a great question from Patricia, who said, Dan, what's the difference between white Nina and the white multi-purpose card? Is it just the GSM, says Patricia?
Pretty much. Pretty much, yeah. The multi-purpose is suitable for so many different things. So making your card blanks, using for matting and layering, using for die cutting, stamping on, colouring on, I could go on indefinitely, which is why we could change the name to multi-purpose cardstock. The Nina cardstock is specifically really for colouring. It's a much lighter weight, I think it's 160 GSM, so to make a card blank out of it, it would be quite flimsy. And the main sole purpose that I use my Nina for is actually alcohol colouring on.
All good questions. Hi Kathy, who's just joined us from Missouri. I've just heard as well before we finish tonight as well, we're going to be looking at some more photos. Oh, we've got more penguins. I tell you what, I have enjoyed all of the penguin pics today. I don't know why they're laughing so much in the
I don't know who it is that's laughing in my ear, but do you remember Muttley?
Muttley!
Yeah?
It's Dean
Just
who's laughing
sounds
like
like Muttley in my ear, honestly.
Muttley, you snickering fool!
It does.
Oh dear.
So I'm not going to colour all of this in, but I just wanted to show you that just literally taking it with that, what I call that flat colouring, you're going to get a good effect. You know, the one I've done has a lot of shading on, but I spent a lot more time on it. But if this is where you're at, enjoy the moment. There's plenty of time to practice getting to this stage. Don't think that because you use alcohol markers, it's got to be at this level. So this is what he looked like when he was all coloured in. And I'm literally just going to mat that onto a piece of grey cardstock, like so. Just using my tape pen again. This is perfectly normal with alcohol inks. It means you've done a good job because the card should get saturated with the ink to get that depth of colour. So it will always not bleed as such through the back, but you can see the reverse of it. And that's why we tend to put the sheet underneath it so that if it does go through, it's almost acting like a blotter. So this one's just going to mat and layer, and again I've just kept it very simple for this last one in case we needed to pop back to it. So I've got my card blank, just an ordinary open fold card blank with a little bit of that paper from the Frosty and Bright. Again, that's one of the main collections that I'd had out to go with the penguins, but any of your Christmas papers, those lovely winter pads that we brought out last year would look nice with them, anything like that. Get that the right way round, Jan. The right way. Bit of Yorkshire came out there.
The right way.
The right way round.
We go to the foot of our stairs.
And then again, you could pop this on foam if you wish. I'm just going to leave it flat for now because time is getting on. We need to do the vote. So again, make sure when I've spun the card round that it's facing the right way. Again, you can have it to the corners. I'm going to keep it in the middle again. And then I've just stamped one of the sentiments out that says, "Snow what fun." And again, whether you want to pop it on foam or if you're posting, sometimes it's nice to just keep them flat so that you know that they're going to fit in an envelope nicely. So again, nice and simple there. Just colouring him in, enjoying the images, and you've got your little penguin card just to finish off.
Absolutely marvellous. That is the final demo of the day, and what a brilliant one to finish on. Oh bless him, says Sil Sparkley, that penguin's moustache has separated and slipped below his scarf. Absolutely adorable, Jan, says Brenda. You'll have to go back and watch launch day if you missed it to get the moustache chat.
Yep.
I must ask you to go back and watch that show.
Oh my days.
Looks good. Yeah, good.
I must ask you, yes.
Yeah. Lynn says it looks gorgeous. Shall we get the vote in? Jan, just as also whilst we're getting the vote in, have you got your winner from earlier?
I haven't. There should be two from earlier.
I've got the one. Oh, is it? I'll have a look for it. I tell you what, you line up your winners and your makes now, and then we'll get the vote going for a demo of the show.
Okie dokies. So top of the show, then we had a look at that Venetian Grace. We made that lovely sort of little bridge card with the Rialto bridge on there and the papers in the background. So that's number one. Okay. Number two was the beautiful lace creator cards, and we made that lovely sort of acetate split card showcasing the creator card dies there. That's number two. Number three was the laser cut frames, which we did the little bit of inking and embossing just to highlight the frame. Number three, and then number four, we've just popped back to revisit those cute little penguins doing his toboggan in there, off down the hill. Number four.
1, 2, 3 or 4. You got about 2.5 minutes.
Dear.
It's brilliant. Dean and George and the Gary, they're like Waldorf and Statler. They're going, I like 1. Well, I like 2. 3's good. I prefer 4. I like 2. I like 2 too. Let's vote 2. It's so funny hearing them chat on. It's brilliant. It's not down to them though. It's down to you. So, George just gone. I wish it was down to us. George, maybe the day you leave, you can pick the you can choose. It'll be your little treat on the day you leave, as well as some cake probably, as well. Right, we'll await the result on that. Whilst we're doing that, let me just recap on the all the deals that you've got. We're going to have a look at a few of your pictures as well before we go. But the showstopper is all of the stamps. So this is it here. All 6 brand new penguin stamps you're going to get with the additional elements of the sentiments with them. I'll show you them on boards in just a second. But you get the stamps. You're going to get one of the tins of our Aquablend pencils, the Essentials collection. And I keep saying it, this plus this equals more than the value right there, because this is £24.95 on its own pounds. This is £20. So platinum price, you're already massively quids in, but we're then also going to give you rocker blocks to help with your stamping. You're going to get your watercolour card because you're going to be using your watercolour pencils, and we give you your waterproof ink pad to go with it. So all in all, a really beautiful, well thought out, value for money bundle. Great. Now, just to quickly show you, the stamps that you're going to get look like this, and then I'll talk about the other reason why you want to get the showstopper, because you get the bonus buy as well. But all of the stamps are here. So you've got Making Spirits Bright. You are going to be getting your, let's give it by its proper name, Christmas Blessings, not the mustachioed angel. You're then going to get the one you've just seen, which is our Snow What Fun, that beautiful little penguin on the toboggan. You're going to get the ice skating penguin, which is called Have an Ice Day. You'll get our cute little Hugsy penguin, which is called Christmas Hugs. As I said, you do get sentiments with all of these as well, which are interchangeable across the different characters. And then you're going to receive the Sending Holiday Cheer, which is the little penguin popping out of the present. So those are all of the stamps. You can get those in an individual bundle as well. However, let's assume you've gone for the showstopper, which the majority of people have done today. You then get the option to jump in and buy this bundle here of Aquablend pencils for half the price on the screen. And as I've said all day today, the price that you've already got there. So if you were just to buy this on its own, without the showstopper, I think you've already got a great price. For 3 tins, 72 pens of our artist quality watercolour pencils, that is a great buy. £60, $80, amazing. £48 or $64 if you're platinum is incredible. But there you go, bottom of the screen, details for you. Buy the cute penguin showstopper, get the 3-piece aqua pencil set for half price. So that means you get your portrait collection, plus you get your botanical collection, and you get your landscape collection to add to the essential set that you've already got in your showstopper bundle for £24 or $32. And like I've said, we've done some fantastic deals recently on both the Colour Blend pencils and the Aquablend pencils. I have never seen a deal like this before. That's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, that is a great buy, but you go the showstopper, halve that. It is the best deal I've ever seen on the Aquablend pencils. And I know we had that question earlier on about saying, oh, can I do the bonus buy tomorrow? I don't 100% know the answer to that question. And all I can say to you is if we go on what we've done previously, you won't be able to. So I would say if you like, do it tonight. There's no point in waiting. If you've got the budget to do it, buy it tonight because it may not be here tomorrow. And like I said, if you just want to go for the stamps on their own, then you can do that as well. You can buy those as a smaller bundle. There's something for everybody, which is great. So here you go. If you're working off a bit of a smaller budget today, £19.15 platinum or $28.56 for that set. And of course, you can buy the stamps individually too as well. Okay, here it comes then. Demo of the show is in. Timed that brilliantly, and then we'll have a look at some of your photos. Ooh. Apparently there's a really good one that I'm going to enjoy. Demo of the show is number 2.
Excellent. Yep, so that was those lovely delicate lace frames.
Very, very pretty, that one.
Yeah.
So this is, do you know what? 3 really, really different cards for Demo of the Day. I would not want to pick this. Let's see if George can get this one right. So, demo of the show this morning on Wake Up Call was with the Venetian Grace collection. So that is number 1. Number 2. I've got a funny feeling, you know. I've got a funny feeling. Or number 3 is the one that you've just voted for. So 1, 2, or 3. You've got about 2 minutes. George is going 1. Dean?
Oh.
Dean's going 1. I'm going for the, well, it's beautiful. That's 1. What? No, 1, 2. You're going 1. I'm going to go for the, it's a beautiful card, but I'm going for the comedy value. I think the comedy wins it. As much as like your 3 is great as well.
Do you know, I've just had a thought. You could have a little interactive card. If we'd have put his little arms on a magnet.
Yes.
Or on a little sticky
Velcro
board,
dot.
you could actually put it in different places on the card to suit.
The new game, pin the moustache on the penguin.
Pin the moustache on the penguin, yeah, that's the one.
Coming to a Halloween party near you this year. We'll wait on the vote on that. Let's have a look at some more of your pictures though. I cannot wait to see these just to close out the show. Right, penguin-tastic pictures. Let's have a look here. So George is just saying he saved the best till last, like Beverly Craven. So Hannah, this is Hannah Gosling-Smith again? Yes. So loads of great pictures. Where did you go again, Hannah? I know you said, but I've lost track of all the pictures today. But that's brilliant. Looks like that one on the edge of the rock there is getting ready to be thrown some fish. That's what they mainly eat, isn't it?
Yes.
Fish. Pam Evans. Now that's an emperor penguin. That one there, definitely. Swimming. I don't know where that is. Does it say where that one is? George just guessed. He's just gone. Don't know. SeaWorld, Penguinville.
Penguinville.
Yeah. And this is also Pam. That is definitely SeaWorld, is it? It is definitely SeaWorld. Absolutely marvellous. Thank you for sending that. Look at all the penguins in the background there. Fantastic. And then Suzanne Crease has sent in a picture of the penguins from was it last year, wasn't it, this bundle?
I think so, yeah. I can't focus that far. What does it say on them?
It says Vilzel.
Is it villain?
No, Vilzel.
And then Angel.
Vils. Angel and Vils. Maybe it is Vils for villain. Angel, I don't know. But it's beautiful. It's nicely done. I love the fact that you've used it on a tag there, which looks amazing. Oh, then Susan's also sent us another. Was this one of the stamps as well? It's very sketched, that, doesn't it?
I think there's been a couple of collections, to be honest. I think we've had a mixture of the 2 collections in. They're very, very popular, the penguins, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely they are. Zoe Carver. This again, a lovely card.
Beautiful
the papers
designs.
that you've used there. Walking in a winter wonderland. Also, this one here from Zoe.
He looks very happy, doesn't he?
Very happy, very fun. And then this one. What's he got on his arm?
It looks as if it's like a little sometimes they have numbers on, don't they, so that they know which one's which.
Like a little armband.
He's got his armbands on. Maybe he can't swim very well, yeah.
Then here we go, another pic from Zoe. That's feeding time at Penguinland, obviously. And then the best penguins of them all, George is just saying, the last one of the lot. Lynn! What are you like?
Brilliant.
That
There
one
we
wins
go.
the photo of the day. Yep. Lynn Blackledge, the hashtag #GoLiveGranny. Someone had to do it, and how did I know it was going to be you?
Excellent.
That's so funny, Lynn. Brilliant. I love that. I love that. Right, demo of the day. In a landslide.
Number 2, yeah.
Yes.
The little penguins.
Fantastic stuff.
Excellent.
Oh, what a day. What a day. We've had so much fun. Hopefully you guys have too. Jan, thank you so much for a fun day, an inspirational day. You're back with us soon, aren't you?
A couple of weeks or so, yeah. My next visit is down at our TV partners at Hobbymaker, so I'm down there next week. So it'll be a couple of weeks or so before I'm back up here. But I've got some cracking shows lined up again.
Yeah, we look forward to it. Always a pleasure when Jan's in town. Thanks to you guys as well for watching today and getting involved. It's been so much fun. Thank you to Tracy. Thank you to Nicola. Thank you to Dean. Thank you to George. Thank you also to Susie. Thank you to Rachel. George, I'm trying to remember all the names.
Thank you to everybody.
Thank you to everybody. I'll just say that in future. Thank you to everybody for all of your hard work.
The name check.
Yes.
Yep.
And
it's like roll call in reverse, isn't it?
Isn't it? Eh? Isn't it? George the joystick, here, sir. Thank you for watching. I will catch you tomorrow. I'm here with Corin tomorrow. Got another fab day lined up. Until then, keep checking out your baskets, keep sharpening those penguins, and bye for now.